He was a man who carried deep pain in his body. At 39 years old, he had grown accustomed to its weight, so much so that it had become a part of him. Embedded between his shoulder blades like a phantom he couldn't shake. When he came to me, I felt the knot immediately. The pain radiated in waves, and I asked him if this was what he carried. His eyes, weary but hopeful, met mine, and he nodded. Yes, this was where it lived. As I connected in, feeling deeper into the source of his burden, a vivid image began to form. 2 arrows. They were lodged firmly in his back, crossing through his flesh and puncturing his heart. A cruel and invisible wound. I could see them, sharp and jagged. Their presence was not physical, but these arrows were forged from something far more piercing than steel. They were the remnants of 2 great heartaches, 2 loves unrequited. I paused, allowing the weight of that realization to settle between us. These loves had scarred him, not merely in memory, but in the very essence of his being. He had wanted, longed even, for connection, yet love had betrayed him, leaving behind these barbed reminders of what could not be. The wounds had festered, growing over time into a fear so deep that he could no longer open himself to the possibility of love. The rejection, the aching, had bound him in place, leaving him to suffer alone behind invisible walls. I asked Spirit how to help him, how to remove these arrows without causing more harm. The answer came swiftly. The arrows would have to be pushed all the way through, forced out from his chest. Symbolically, it would be excruciating, no doubt, but it was the only way. The only path to healing was through the pain. He agreed. His breath hitched as I began. Slowly but deliberately we pushed the first arrow forward, out from the wound it had made, and then the second. I could feel resistance, the urge to retreat, to protect the very thing that had been wounding him for so long, but with each breath we moved closer to release. When the arrows were finally gone, a stillness settled over him. He was open, raw, but alive in a way that he hadn't been before. The space left behind was tender, yet it was fertile, ready to heal. Guided by the energy that surrounded us, I began planting a garden within him. These weren't just seeds, they were promises of life, of renewal. I envisioned a lush, exotic garden blooming from his heart, vibrant, colourful, alive with possibility. Each flower and plant was an exciting representation of the rich and diverse relationships his heart was to make after today. These weren't just human connections, they were reciprocated love with nature, the animals and insects that would be intentionally showing up to visit him in time. This garden would become a sanctuary where his spirit could grow, free from the scars of the past wounds. As he left, I knew he carried something new within him, a blooming garden within his heart. This garden would bring a level of joy no arrow could ever pierce again.